Friends, fellow traders, and investors. Thank you for joining today's discussion. This discussion is about commodity, largely precious metals and energy commodities live discussion. This discussion is not meant to suggest any kind of trading or trades because I believe risk management rule number one is you don't listen to others and jump onto a trade. This is about sharing my outlook, sharing my view, as well as highlighting what I am doing currently in the market. Very, very good morning to Aizaz sir, Tushar Kapoorji, and Harshal sir. Thank you for joining the discussion. You can also, Tariq sir, hello. So you can clear your doubts also. As I can see, you are also a Rainbow member. Very likely you are aware of what is exactly going on in the market. And this is largely, I follow this setup for my own trading. This is the rainbow or the fountain of gold setup. For international trading, it is important for me to follow the international market chart because gold, silver, precious metal, energy, or any kind of commodities are different than stocks. They are global counters. So they are influenced by global factors as well as global chart or the international market chart is more important than the MCX chart alone. So I like consulting both of the chart, MCX, where I position my trades, whereas the international chart also, that helps me to take a trading decision. Now, trading I prefer to do either on the daily or on the 2 hourly time frame, which is suitable for short-term trading. Weekly chart is not for trading, it is more for investing, where silver, this is the international comics chart of silver. And in weekly chart, if anyone looks at, it is very much bullish. So investing wise, we have to remain bullish on silver. And trading wise also, this is the daily chart of silver, very bullish. I can see 93% win probability. So any kind of trade in these markets that I should play is on the buy side, not on the sell side at all. So yesterday there was a profit booking opportunity. So I did the profit booking and now there is once again silver is after a flat kind of correction. Silver is clearly suggesting that yes, it is in a buy mode. It is also important for as a international trader that I take a look at what is the important economic events that are coming up. Let me look at through EN macro micro, which is much better. I can look at the individual data details if I want to, what has been in the past under, I think, the tools. Yeah, economic calendar has come up. So they highlight it in the green. This is the 3rd of December. So if I open up the details, I can check out the most important. So they automatically highlight the most important data events. So this is ADP or US private payroll numbers or unemployment details. So this is going to be an important data for the commodity market. Any kind of US data is important. There is a way to look at the data, but this is important data coming up. Along with that, US ISM non-manufacturing index, which will tell us about what is going on in the US service sector. So I think around 6:45, which is India time, and towards 8:30, these times will generate higher volume and volatility. So I will closely watch how the market is behaving around these times. It is almost perfect for me because my yoga sessions will end just before this. So if a mega movement is coming up, so it can be more in the evening. And currently, just because the data is out there, I'll not be shying away from any particular trading position that is coming up. After a flat correction, it has come back into strength. So silver, I remain bullish. It is a very high probability trades right now. In the 2 hour chart, let me make the probability meter slightly bigger. So cross probability. So cross probability, even if I do it, say 93% multiplied by 93% in the daily, this will be the cross probability. And then it will still come out well above 80%. So when we compare both the time frame, 80% of chance success I see, though of course sometimes 20% can work out because anything can happen, but broadly there is no reason for me to go short and short silver. So even if there is a sell signal, that is important as a trader to understand when not to take a trade. So sell side, I did not take a trade. I highlighted in the Stockage Social about this very, very clearly. And now this is about gold. Gold is rather relatively weaker compared to the silver. In the last round of movement, uh, gold has been much weaker compared to silver. So gold is still not super ready in the daily chart. Price action is neutral. And you can see that buy trade win probability is around projected around 61% compared to what I saw in silver, 93%. So it is clear, sorry, I made the strength table bigger, not the probability table. So compared to silver, it is very clear that gold is the one that is weak. So if suppose situation is turning around and towards sell off, my first movement for to the sell side will be for gold, not for silver. Silver is remains super strong. And if I look at the gold 2 hour chart, which is now becoming interesting, though I will usually I wait for the closing of the candle, which this candle will close around 10:30 a.m. India time, which coincide with gold mini chart of closing around 11 o'clock. I have a buy signal. That means after a correction where I exited gold, yesterday I highlighted in the social media, it was a clear sign. And if it could broke down, sustainably broke down gold, then there was a bigger chance of heavy decline. But that is now over. It is clear market has guided that it has taken support. If I bring out the line chart, twice it has taken support in my empty line, medium term trend line. So for now, the selling pressure is gone at least, even in gold. So gold, if I want to enter again, so if I look at the line chart above this level 4252, as it is sustaining, if it starts to sustain above the line chart, I will consider the line chart only when the buy signal is there to fine tune the entry. So entry has to be for me above $4260 on the gold side. And my factor method, I will use my own factor method to decide on the quantity level, how much should I go for gold. So buy trade win probability in 2 hour chart is relatively less or actually much less compared to what we saw in silver. 93% chance ki buyers will win. But in gold, in the 2 hour time frame, it is 50%. And in the daily chart, it is about 61%. So cross probability is little lower, around 30%. Whereas silver cross probability is around 80% plus. So this is significant, I will say. And now crude oil is I'm avoiding completely because it has been in a range. And when something is in a range, it does not make sense for a directional trader to jump in. Crude could be good for non-directional trades like those who are in the option doing strangle, iron condor, these kind of trades could be better. But crude usually enjoys a lower leverage compared to gold and silver and natural gas. So given its low leverage, higher margin compared to possible gain, still crude oil higher margin makes sense when it is moving fast. When it is moving in the range, higher margin means low leverage and very range bound movement, then the gains will be very small. So I don't like that kind of game. So crude oil I'm completely avoiding. Rather, I'm open to natural gas, which has been showing some bullishness. So I will remain on the bull side in the natural gas. I'm consulting the daily chart and the 2 hour chart. The option trades are there. Future is there. So future, different ways we can go bullish. Like in my option meter, if I apply, the suggestion is bull put spread. Let me make it slightly bigger. Bull put spread and bull call spread. Now, natural gas can move very, very fast. So rather, I prefer, even if there is a bull call and bull put, to play the defensive bull call and the defensive bull put rather than aggressive on the both side. And even when someone is going, say, defensive bull put and defensive bull call, natural gas can give out quite a good gain. Serious gains can be made well above projected 30-40% return because of the high leverage, which is not there in case of crude oil. So this is the situation with the commodities. So now I will closely watch what will be going on in the evening along with the ADP employment report. Other commodities are copper, which remains bullish in Indian market. But copper somewhat is behaving because of the tariff threat and others, behaving differently in Indian market and in international market. So I'm currently looking at international copper. No clear guidance, no clear breakout in the international market, whereas Indian copper is breaking higher. So I can see there is a bit of discrepancy in the global pricing of copper. Different market is behaving slightly differently than it has been normal regularly. Largely, I think it has to do with the Trump tariff. And here in the aluminium also, in the Indian context, remains fairly bullish, 75% chance ki bulls are going to win. And the zinc remains one of the most bullish in the base metal counter. So overall base metal also, I remain bullish in the market, but I'm currently focused more on trading gold, silver, and natural gas because of higher leverage and no tariff threat from President Trump. It will be unlikely there will be tariff on gold, silver, and natural gas, whereas the tariff risk is much higher in the case of base metals. So that's about it, friends. Thank you so much for attending today's discussion. This part of the session will be uploaded in my YouTube channel. Now I'm open to any kind of queries you might have, but this Q&A session will not be uploaded in the YouTube channel. Thank you.